2021 is set to be a very, very interesting year. With the remnants of 2020 and all of the stuff that it brought to us, everything in 2021 can still be the same things that happened in 2020. But in this week's episode of Moving Forward Initiative, I'm going to give you 10 reasons or 10 things that you need to do in 2021 to make it a better year than the year before. Welcome to 2021. Even though I'm a couple of days behind on the year already being here, but now that we've gotten a couple of days on by with 2021, I'm going to give you 10 things that you need to do this year for yourself. So, if you see me look down, I'm looking at my notes, to be honest. I have 10 things that I definitely feel needs to be worked on as individuals this year. So, number one, we have to stop worrying about things that we cannot control. We have to stop worrying about things that we can't control. Human beings are brought on this earth with egos, perspectives, and other life experiences. This life stuff is really, really hard. It's very, very difficult to navigate through sometimes. But our egos step in the way of things. And we always have to remember that our egos are only there for survival. They're not there to play chess games or checkers or any kind of strategy game. The game of life is not about that. So, this year, you need to work on things that happen to you and not to let them take control of yourself. So, what does that mean? We're not going to allow situations, scenarios that we interfere with this year to control our lives. And you're not in control of the outcome of what happens to these scenarios that happens to you this year. We're trying to learn from these past mistakes that we've done before and not bring them into this new era that is upon us, to be honest. It's here. So, when you have a really detrimental life experience that happens to you this year, no matter what you do, don't try to change the outcome. Let it be. Because if it's meant for you, whether that's good or bad, the way that you look at it, it is meant for you to see a different perspective on it, to change your reality, and to further you into the best version of yourself that you are today for the future. We are not trying to stay stuck on stupid. It is about progressing forward for ourselves. So, that's the number one thing. Number two, manifest, manifest, manifest. I literally wrote that in my notes. Manifest, manifest, manifest. It is time to start getting into the nitty-gritty of manifesting the things that you want. Now, that being said, if you do watch my video about manifestations and why they haven't came to you yet, this video is going to probably play tricks on you. Because when I say to manifest, I don't necessarily mean that all of your manifestations are going to come to you automatically this year. Just letting you know that. It's not going to come to you automatically this year. But if we sow the seeds right now, then we can get what we sown in a later date. It may not be next month, next week, next year, but it's on the way. So be patient. So always sow the seeds that you want. And you can ask for literally anything, but be careful for what you wish for, because the outcome will always be, it won't always be the way that you will think that it will be. So be careful what you wish for. I can't stress that enough. You have to be careful with what you are speaking into your existence to manifest the things that you are trying to sow for your future self. So, number 2, manifest. 3, travel. Safely travel. So, if you could get on a plane and be safe about it, or if you are comfortable with getting on a plane, of course, right now in the United States, you can only go to only cities and areas that are in the United States. And I think, some places like in Mexico are allowing people to come in. But let's keep it safe. Let's just be in our own areas, because we don't want to travel and bring something back or get something from or bring something to another country. So it's not about that. And it's also the same, and this applies to going to another state as well. As long as we are safe about it, even if it's a drive, it's a 4 or 3 hour drive away from where you currently are, let's travel safely. Explore your surroundings. Don't stay stuck in the 4 corners of wherever you live, or in your house, or outside of your house. Let's explore all the things that this world has to offer and this life has to offer for us. Now, right now, we can't currently, right now, January 2021, we still can't go to another country because of travel bans, because of the pandemic. But we could still travel to distant lands. And that brings me, with this traveling, into what I'm going to say next, which number 4 is to get into nature. Get into nature. If you don't live in an area where much nature is around you, if you live in a city area, then travel a little bit further away from you. Maybe you need to go into a hour-long drive, or like I said earlier, a 3-hour drive. Or if you are comfortable with catching a plane, then catch a flight to somewhere that you have never been to here in the United States, or anywhere, wherever you are. And it's time to explore and be with nature. Be in tune with what is around you. Because the more that you're in tune with what's going on around you, the more you could be in tune with self. And you could always relate to self, to all of the patterns and all of the surrounding blissful parts of what this world has to offer. So get into nature. Drink some water, eat some fresh fruits, or eat a salad before you go on to nature. The more you do this, the more spiritual the experience can be, in a way. It's all of these types of things that we need to bring on to ourselves to bring back into what I was saying earlier with manifesting. more that you do these, the more you will be able to let things flow through you instead of taking control of things that you can't control. So that's number 4. Get into nature. We have to get back to nature, because the more that we understand and understand all of our surroundings, the more we can understand ourselves. So, next is invest in self. Invest in yourself. I cannot stress this enough. It is time to end all of the old things that we have been doing for a long time, working jobs that stress us out. It is time to invest in ourselves. If you are still working a job, then still invest in yourself in the meantime. If you feel as though this is just a job that you need to do to pay rent or pay bills, all of the above, still do for self. Invest in yourself. We need to start saving the money that we get. Stimulus money, unemployment money, any kind of money that's coming to you, we need to start saving for ourselves. You can invest it into a stock as well if you wanted to. You can invest in cryptocurrency. You can invest into the actual stock market that's going on, the actual stock market. Either or. Or we can invest by saving just for our own selves. Put in $1 a day or put in $20 a week. It doesn't matter. Invest into yourself and you will get the outcome. And I'm not trying to practice what I preach. We are all doing this together. Every single thing that I'm saying on this list, I'm doing along with you. I'm investing into myself. And if it's not a stock, then it's something else. It's a camera. It's a laptop. It's something to help us be better versions of ourselves, to work for ourselves, to not work for somebody else. It's time to do the things that we need to do for ourselves. If you like to draw, or if you like to paint, take yourself down to the arts and crafts store and do something like never before. You don't have to sell it. You just have to inspire your own self. You don't have to sell whatever you're trying to do. Just do it for yourself. The more you do it for yourself, the more people will appreciate what you have to offer. Simple as that. So, that's number 5, invest in self. Number 6, we have to get our mental right. After the craziness that happened in 2020, even though I think that 2020 was definitely needed, but we have to get our mental right. We have to. It is important that we focus on the mind. We cannot stay stuck on stupid. If we are working at places that's keeping us stuck, or in relationships that are keeping us stuck, or whatever it is that is keeping you stuck, we have to work on our mental. That is, you could easily get this situated. Even if you don't have anybody to talk to, like a psychiatrist, you have friends, you have family. You don't even have to talk to them sometimes. But I strongly urge you to talk to somebody. Because this, like I said, this life journey, it's hard. It is a lot to muster in, but that is the point. But we need help sometimes. If you want to listen to some music to be therapeutic to your mind, do that. If you need to paint, like I said earlier, do that. Do whatever it is that calms the brain down. Center yourself. And all of the things that I said previously in this list will come to you. We just have to get our mental right. It is imperative for us to get rid of energies that are around us that is taking us down. It is imperative that we get rid of energies that are taking us down. We need to get to a place where our mental state of mind is at peace. That it no longer worries about the things that you cannot control. That it no longer worries about tomorrow. It no longer worries about today. It stays present in the moment. It lets the flow through you and not against you. So, that is number 6. Get our mental state of mind right. 7. This is a curveball. We need to check on people. Check on your people. Check on your family members. Check on your friends that you haven't spoke to in a long time. Check on people. We need to start doing mental checks. Like I said with the last one, mental checks. Because you don't know when a person is going through it. You don't know it. They may tell you one thing, but on the other side, it may be another. So check on your people. Please, check on your neighbors. They may be going through a very, very difficult time. A very dark time. And you may be the person that strikes the light bulb that needs to go off for them. It needs to click for them. And they may not be hearing it from certain people that's around them or situations that they're around. And you may be the light that they need right now. So it is imperative that we check on to people. We need to see what they are going through and vice versa. We need to start allowing people to check on us. Two-way street. So that is number 6. We need to not number 6. Number 7, we need to start checking on people. So, number 8, one of my personal favorites. We need to make the world a better place. Make the world a better place is easy. It doesn't take $100 to give to some charity. It doesn't take any of that. It can. You can do that. But we need to start thinking about smaller things. There's other things out there that we could do to change the world. Just like my previous step, checking on people can easily change the world. You could easily change a perspective of somebody, and that person that you change the perspective, the next year, they've done something way bigger than you thought, and they also thought was not even possible for them to do. They could have easily started a charity the next year because you started the light bulb effect in them. And now they're on to something big and better because you did it for them. So it could be as simple as that. But we need to start working for building a better reality. We are in a whole new world right now. I don't know if you know it. A lot of people are expecting things to go back to normal. There is no such thing as normal anymore. Everything is off the tables right now. Everything is new. And so it is time for us to start reaching out to our people across the ocean, our people here, and start changing for the better. The more inspiration that you spark for the next person can be infectious. Smiling is an infectious disease, and it's a great infectious disease. Just smiling at somebody, and somebody is going to smile back, and that can change somebody's perspective on what is going on with their lives or just in general in the world. And that's how we change the world. It doesn't take a big amount of money or just giving money to a homeless person. You could do so many other things. But give money to the homeless person. Give money to the charity. It's fine. But I'm saying go the extra mile. Go the extra mile with this stuff. And that's how we change the world. Because now it is about the collective. It is about all of us right now. Everybody on this planet is feeling the same exact way. So it's no longer about people from this part of the world or this part of the world. It's about the shared collective values that we have going on right now. So that's number 8. And number 9, sorry about that, I had to pull my notes right here. So number 9 is declutter and stress. De-stress, that is. So it's really about time for us to take a hold of our living spaces right now. It's time to get rid of just crap that we just have all around us. And I don't mean it in a negative way or anything, but we do have, some of us probably have a lot of things in our houses or wherever we reside right now. And it's time to let go of those things. These possessions that we have around us, it's time to let those go, because it's time to start clearing out the space, our mental space. It's time to start clearing these things. And it's also time to start de-stressing about things. This is an important time. It's very pivotal for us to move forward with all of the anxieties, all of the fears, and every bit that's going on in this world right now. It's time to tune out all of the negativity that's going on within the world stage and then within the stage that we see every day in our lives 24/7. All of our surroundings. So it's time to really centralize all of that and put it into something else. So whether that's yoga, whether that's, like I said earlier, going for a walk in nature, any kind of thing that keeps you to not be stressed out, going to the gym, any form, and breathing. Another thing that I've learned from last year that I haven't really been telling about is breathing. I've noticed a lot of my breaths. When you start getting in tune with yourself, you start noticing your breathing patterns. You really do. You really need to start getting in tune with that. So let's get in tune with every facet of our surroundings. But first we need to declutter, clean everything. If you're a neat freak, you might want to clean every single crevice, every single wall, all of it in your house. You don't have to go that far, but just getting rid of things, selling it or giving it away to a family member or friend. And now all of the decluttering and the de-stress, it can move us into the manifestations that we want. All of the things that I'm saying right now, everything that's on this list, it all relates to one or the other. Like maybe number 3 may relate to number 5 or vice versa. And that's the beauty of this list. It's all common and they're all working towards the same goal, the end game of all of this. So, that being said, number 9, declutter and de-stress. And now to number 10, the final thing that we should do this year. 10 ways to make 2021 better. And it's pretty obvious. Loving ourselves, self-love, and also I added to love someone else. And when I mean loving someone else, it doesn't mean getting in a relationship or anything. It just means to love and appreciate, unconditional love, appreciate your surroundings, appreciate the people that are brought into your lives. It's the appreciation of people and things and yourself for making it out of not just last year, but the years before that you are here today. You're here watching my video or other videos that relate to the same thing. It's about all of that trials and tribulations that you've dealt with back then and how you've dealt with them into now, the present moment you've gotten out of it. So appreciate, love yourself, love the people that are around you, and self-love goes so many ways. Like I mentioned previously, you could go take yoga, go to the gym, always take a good hot shower, eat well. All of these things are self-loving things. Treat your body right. You are what you eat. That saying is very true. You are what you eat. And you don't want to put in negative things inside of your body. I'm working on it too. Last year, I felt like quarantine has made me gain a few pounds that I've never gained before. I was like really scrawny back a long time ago, and now I'm just like gaining weight. I don't know where that came from. And now it's time to focus on myself, to get healthy, to get in the gym. So I'm not just trying to tell you, I'm telling my own self with this list, to be honest. And it's time for us to start self-loving ourselves more and more. Self-love is not a bad thing. One thing that I used to do was take a nice hot bath where you make it your own ritual. It feels like a spa. Just take a really, really hot bath, put some bath salts in there, maybe a bath bomb, some oil essence, essential oil. You could do anything that makes you feel comforted, to bring out that inner child in yourself. So, self-loving, because we really, really need it in a time like this. It's so much going on in this world. And a lot of people are forgetting the fact that unconditional love is the ultimate love of everything. I think that self-love, it could kind of play a little bit of a role too much in people's lives. And that's not a bad thing. It's just that you always want to show unconditional love for all of your surroundings, all of the people that come in and out of your life. And never putting a bad word out to that person, like cursing them out or anything. Those people are still meant to be in your life, regardless of what they've done to you, good or bad. it's always about showing very much unconditional love to those people. And I think in a time right now, we are missing out on a lot of unconditional love. I think, I don't mean to sound cliche, but a lot of the things that we take off of the internet is making us into little drones, little robots. And it's not right. We shouldn't become too detached. So it's okay to detach yourself from the reality that you live in, but don't become too detached and romanticize about the detachment that you're in. At the end of the day, human beings are here to ultimately love. It is the strongest thing, the strongest energy that we have out here. We're created out of love. So don't be very pessimistic about love. It is the ultimate key and ultimate destroyer of evil and negativity. So I end this list of all the 10 things that you should be doing this year with saying, we are going to make it. We are going to make it. And don't think that 2021 is going to be any different from 2020. We need to start getting into the habit, I should say, of not treating the year as a whole and saying that this year was just the most horrible. It's not like that. Start appreciating the goods and the bads out of the years. I've had bad years, and I admit it. I'll say that some years, they really aren't the best. But we gotta get in the habit of understanding that the year is just a year, and it's supposed to teach you a lesson that needs to be learned. And you bring it on with you into the next years after that. But let's get out of that fantasy realm of thinking that 2021 is going to be just as good as 2020. Or that we are going into a part of just, we're trying to get back to normal. There's no such thing as it. There's no such thing as it anymore. Throw it out of the window. We are in a new era. And it is time to start changing our perspective, to not live in the status quo, and to move forward. Thanks for joining me for this video this evening. I hope you guys have a great one. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel. Share your comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's move forward. Peace.